Bugs Elle here. So today I wanted to get on and kind of give you some hair updates and introduce a challenge to you. I know a lot of the time I don't do a lot of videos on hair updates simply because I kind of think of them like randomly off the cuff. So then I just like tweet about it or post about it on Facebook, and then later on I'm like, I don't really want to do a video on this, like I want to do a video on something else, and then it kind of just like falls to the wayside. I'm like, well, I don't need to do a video, I have a whole thread on Twitter, whatever, but we have a challenge. So I think it's really cool to talk about challenges, and I wanted to invite my YouTube family to join this challenge with us all. So I put this challenge up on my Facebook page. There is an event page on it. I'll link to it in the details. But if you don't have Facebook, that's totally fine. You can do it anyway. I'll be, providing some updates like on my Twitter, on my Snapchat. And then at the end of the month, I'll probably do a wrap-up video and talk about if I'm going to continue doing this or not. So if you have been following me for a while, you'll know that one of my tips for retaining length is to put oil on your ends, because like as you can see, like my hair is like rubbing against stuff, can get caught in my earring. There's like wind, flying in your face all the time. So I try to protect my ends a little bit more, especially now that they're longer, and rub like on my shoulders and on whatever clothing I'm wearing. When my hair was shorter, this was a lot easier to not even really worry about, because my hair was, I was just chilling in midair. But now I kind of like look at it a little bit differently. So anyway, so I was thinking of this and I was like, well, I use oils for this, but what if there was something that literally was more powerful than an oil? And I got to thinking, because I have this silicone serum, and I have like 4 different silicone serums that I never use because I barely, straighten my hair. But I have this silicone serum from Forum Beauty. It's called Protect, and it has like a lot of cones in it. I mean, it's supposed to. But then it has like argan oil and like lavender oil, lemon peel oil, sweet almond oil. So it has a lot of good oils in there. So I was like, well, shoot. I was like, why don't I use this serum on my ends only, just to see if I see like any difference in like if my like frequency of single strand knots or split ends. And I will put the disclaimer on that I don't have a ton of those anyway, but I feel like now that my hair is longer, my ends I tend to have to trim my ends more. So I'm like wondering if I can like keep my ends more even and keep them, in tip-top shape if I'm doing something like this, right? So this is pretty fun for me. So first things first, so the rules of the challenge are every time you style your hair, whether it's in a twist out, wash and go, whatever you're doing, to apply the silicone serum, and you need to have some non-water soluble silicones in there, like dimethicone, phenyl trimethicone, and my least favorite cone to pronounce, cyclopentasilicane. So those are 3 that are really good non-water soluble ones that you can use in your silicone serum, and that actually acts like a really like strong coating on your hair. So use those every time so every time I do my wash and go, I am using those, that serum primarily, and then I have like an AG serum, I think a Carol's Daughter serum, and a Mika serum that I'm also going to like rotate, but I'm mostly going to be using the Form 1. So, and also something to think about. So when you're when you're messing with silicones, you have to kind of be a little bit more cognizant of what you're doing in your routine, other products that you're using, and how you're cleansing your hair. So first of all, make sure you're cleansing your hair with something that can cleanse silicones. It needs to contain cocoa betaine. So if you co-wash with a conditioner, not a cleansing conditioner, just a regular conditioner, that's not going to work, because we don't want to get buildup, because then that can cause dryness, and then that can cause your ends to break. So you don't want to do that. So first of all, make sure you cleanse your hair. Second, do not make the mistake I made the first time I did this, because I was like, I just like the consistency of this. This particular silicone serum is not as thick as a lot of other ones. So I kind of got a little trigger happy with it. And I was like, I'm putting this all over my hair. Yeah. And one of the things about silicone serums, when your hair is wet and you use them, is that they can make your hair greasy and weigh it down because they're very heavy. Like, they're supposed to coat your hair. That's the point. So I did just like my regular wash and go, and I had like all this serum in my hair, and child, oh my god, my hair was looking, it was just like, it just looked so greasy to me. I was like, ew, I'll wash my hair the next day. But just so you know, tip, that's how you do. Trial and error. I did it so you don't have to. So that is another thing. Make sure you are only putting it on your ends. Make sure you're cleansing. Use a silicone serum. And then also, I want everyone to be checking in weekly with your ends, because like silicone is a very controversial ingredient in the natural hair community. So don't come for me when you're like, I did this challenge for a month, L, and like my ends all fell out, and I'm like, well, I told you to monitor your hair. Like, if you don't think your hair is acting right, like if you feel like your ends are dry, if they look like limp, if your you know, ends aren't curling at the end. I have silicone serum in my hair right now. Obviously my ends are curly at the end, so those are signs to look and be like, maybe I should stop using this. Everything that we do to our hair, everything that you do, if it's a change in regimen, no matter who says it's amazing, no matter what natural hair guru says it's amazing, no matter how many blog posts there are about it, no matter how many times they talk about how bad parabens are and you should use this instead, blah, 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 blah. Above all else, it's always important to listen to your hair. So if your hair is not liking it, let it go. So that is the challenge. It started officially on August 1st, and we are running the entire month of August. If you're on Facebook, you'll see it says phase 1, August 1st to 15th. And that is because Facebook will not let you have events that are longer than 2 weeks. So I'm just going to have to do a phase 2 in the middle of the month if I'm still doing this challenge, unless I feel like it's jacking on my ends. And trust and believe, I will have no problem halting immediately if I'm like, I don't think this is right. Okay, so first things first. So that's going to be super fun. I have been providing like updates and tips, some shampoos and some, well, I listed the other silicone serums, some other tips and articles in the event page. Obviously, I can't update that on YouTube all the time, but I will be trying to update and provide resources in various areas in case you don't have like a specific social media. So that's one thing. Second thing, so my hair. Okay, so as you can see, well, you cannot see this, but it is basically monsooning outside, and I really, and it's so humid because it keeps raining here. And I literally was doing my hair the other day. I used Curl Junkie, argan oil, and what is it? Is it argan? It's argan and olive oil, right? I don't know. I'm like CJ, Beauty Curl is my favorite. Anyway, so I used that as my leave-in. Then I used Camille Rose Curl Maker, and then I, you know, put a little silicone serum on my ends, right? As I was doing my hair, I was sweating already because it was so humid outside. I could feel like the humidity inside of my house, and my air conditioning's on and everything. And it was just not what I wanted in life. So I knew as soon as like I felt like that while I was doing my hair, I knew that I was going to have issues with that particular wash and go. Like I can tell like when I'm doing my hair. So and if you see the light coming in and out, it's because it keeps getting very, very dark as it's raining, and then the sun will like try to come out and then it goes away again. It's very, very fun. So anyway, so my hair, as I had predicted, literally did not dry. The back of it was very, very wet, and it didn't dry all day. It didn't dry overnight. It was still like the middle of the next day, and it was still wet. And because I kept touching my hair so much to try to like fluff it out, and then like my back's flat, and it's just, oh my god, I hate that. So I was just like, well, what the heck can I do? Because this wash and go is already getting on my nerves. I'm only on second day hair, and I just, this is not the way. So what I did was one of my faves ever, Kiss My Face. Oh, not Kiss My Face. I had done this with Kiss My Face one time before. Unfortunately, Kiss My Face, the version I love, no longer exists. So I was like, what could I use to possibly do this? So basically, I got some Fruit of the Earth aloe vera gel, and I I parted my hair in 8 sections like I regularly do my, regular wash and go when I get out of the shower. And I applied product to all those 8 sections, saturated my hair with product, and it saved me time because I didn't have to, hop in the shower, do my whole like routine in the shower and all of that. Then I also, it also helps your hair dry faster. You see how I do that and then I remember things. It also helps your hair dry faster because your hair isn't wet like under the gel, like you saturated your hair so it's wet with gel, but it's not water wet then gel wet, if that makes sense. So it does dry faster, which is awesome. So I really like how this came out. So technically this would be 2nd day hair with my restyle, but 3rd day hair from my actual like wetting my hair. So I mean, this actually could be like a really great way to prolong your wash and go without having to do your entire styling routine all over again. So I'm going to do this like a few more times and see if it works, because I didn't get any like flakes, my hair's not dry, like I don't know, but I wouldn't do this with like Eco Styler or something like that. But Fruit of the Earth is totally cool and it's like a pretty light gel. So I thought it was a good candidate. So that is what I did, and more to come on that. I think that, that Kiss Professional gel, not gel, the Kiss Professional color. I was talking on my Facebook about the rose gold hair color I put in my hair. It's by Kiss Professional. I think it's washing out pretty fast, so I'm kind of annoyed about that. It went on very, very well. I had a really good experience. But with like a lot of semi-permanent dyes, it's definitely washing out fast. And then I also, I don't really feel like dyeing my hair again. Like, I know semi-permanent dye doesn't like damage your hair, but I just, so I don't know, I just might let it sit, and I'm not dyeing my hair purple again because it does not come out. But anyway, so that's pretty much all I have to say. So the challenge, dry wash and goes, dry wash and goes, hair color, I may color something soon, I don't know. But I think that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions for me about any of that stuff, or you're thinking that you would like to see a tutorial on how you do a dry wash and go, because I mean it's pretty easy, but I feel like if you're not sure like how much to use, because I did use like a ton of aloe vera gel, because obviously it's the same thing if you do a dry deep condition, you're going to use more product, but that's another reason why it's good to use Fruit of the Earth, because it's very inexpensive. It's not like I'm using a $22 gel for a dry wash and go. That's not going to happen. But anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about any of these updates, and you have any thoughts about the challenge, if you've done something like this before, please let me know. If you do use silicones, your routine, I'm like back and forth with it. Like I kind of like use them, but I'm like, I don't want to use them too much. So it really just depends. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. As always, holler at me anywhere. And yeah, have a wonderful day. Remember, rate, subscribe, and hit me up on any social media outlets that you all are on. Okay, I will talk to you later. All right, bye.